We live in an age where humans have developed new habits that we've never had 20 years ago. Today, we live in a fast-changing society that requires us to adapt well with the current environment. Otherwise, we might find ourselves feeling unhappy, tired, or in a very low mood. In short, we might find ourselves in a depressive state. For many of us, we wouldn't want to feel tired right after we wake up in the morning and feel miserable the whole day. We wouldn't want to feel depressed. So today we're going to talk about 5 wrong habits that lead to instant depression. This is episode number 1 of Defeating Depression course, so make sure to check the other videos as well. Are you ready? Let's go to number 1, checking your phone first thing in the morning. Amanda is an active lifestyle blogger. She would write a lot about vegan food. Amanda uses her phone as her alarm clock. Recently, the amount of emails and notifications that she has received tripled. To keep up with all of these, she has formed a habit of checking emails and social media as soon as she wakes up in the morning. Like Amanda, you probably use your phone as an alarm clock. That's why it's the first thing that you pick up in the morning. But have you realized that the moment you pick it up is also the time that you check on updates like messages, emails, Instagram, and Facebook? Have you ever considered that your brain is struggling to process the information overload? Dr. Nicole Benders-Hadi, a psychiatrist at Doctor on Demand, tells Elite Daily that immediately turning to your phone when you wake up can start your day off in a way that is more likely to increase stress and leave you feeling overwhelmed. But that's not even the full scope of the effects. Dr. Nicole Benders-Hadi says the information overload that hits you before you're fully awake also interferes with your ability to prioritize tasks. This tells us that what you do in the morning reflects your entire day. So, leave yourself an hour before you check your phone and do yourself a favor, get yourself a proper alarm clock. Let's move on to number 2. Opening your phone again and again. Barbara works as a video editor. To be efficient at her work, she needs to be focused. Her work could be really draining, and whenever she needs to recharge, she checks her phone for entertainment and memes. But recently, it's been bothering her that she couldn't finish anything at work, as she's always hooked on her phone. Do you find yourself checking your phone once every 2 minutes? This is your brain's reaction to your dopamine craving. Dopamine is a type of brain chemical that is released whenever you read a message or you find an entertaining content on social media. It's a feel-good chemical, but eventually your brain will get used to it and build tolerance. Sooner or later, your brain will demand more time on screen just to feel the same dopamine-induced pleasure. This is why you are checking your phone once every 2 minutes. According to Sihar Shukat of California Institute of Behavioral Sciences and Psychology, excessive use of smartphone paired with negative attitude and feeling of anxiety and dependency on gadgets may increase the risk of anxiety and depression. Your brain is just reacting to the craving by constantly checking your phone. It's like an addiction of feeling good. So do yourself a favor and keep your phone away for a day. Let's move on to number 3, the YOLO mindset. Alex has just finished his university and recently started a job as a sales representative in one of the biggest companies in the city. He has been working really hard these past weeks, but deep inside, he misses going out. He misses the party life. For sure, you also have long, exhausting days like Alex. You receive a text message from a friend pulling you out of your bed to go to a party tonight, but you have a huge dilemma. Should you go because you only live once, or should you not because you have work at 8 o'clock in the morning the next day? Suddenly you thought that you're tired and you would appreciate a couple of drinks, so you choose to go. A few hours later, you've had more than a few and you justified it. Whatever, you only live once anyway. The next day you found yourself on your friend's couch at 10 in the morning, late for work and suffering from a terrible hangover. According to Dr. Nathan Heflick, a lecturer at Lincoln University in the UK, it seems that it can lead people to live more happy, authentic lives. On the other, it seems that it can lead to more reckless and less healthy behavior. This is one of the biggest mental habits that you should fix, as our culture today celebrates the concept of YOLO, we fail to recognize the crippling effects of this mindset. The best thing to do is get yourself out of that mindset, and if it's for being responsible, don't be afraid of missing out. Let's move on to number 4, eating the wrong food. Bob is an overworker. He makes good money trading stocks. He has a nice car and a nice apartment, but he has no control over what he eats. Bob would choose anything that is quick and easy, so he has developed a certain addiction for fast food. After a while, Bob found himself unhappy and tired all the time, with non-stop craving for greasy food. Like Bob, you probably have a diet that makes you feel tired and unhappy. A major cause of depression is linked to what you eat. You probably have fast food cravings from time to time. That greasy double quarter pound burger with cheese oozing out of it that you can't help to resist. Having this food from time to time is okay, but having it often, then that's a shortcut to obesity and depression. A research published in British Journal of Nutrition suggests that there is an association between healthy dietary patterns or consumption of a high-quality diet and lower levels of depression or better mental health. Similarly, there is a relationship between unhealthy diet or consumption of low-quality diet and depression or poor mental health. Our diet is so important for our mental health, but we often take it for granted. As the saying goes, you are what you eat. If you want to lower your risk of depression, focus on having a substantial amount of fruits and vegetables in your diet and turn to lean meat for your protein fix. Last but not the least, and probably the most important, let's go to number 5, not appreciating the art of doing nothing. Joe is a busy man, as he would always find new skills or hobbies to develop and learn. However, Joe has been having low energy and low moods, but he still forces himself to do what he planned to do. Until one day, Joe has had enough of it and just decided to quit everything. Joe has suffered from burnout. In this modern age, we have a lot of people like Joe. We have a culture of overworking, a culture of overproductivity. I am not saying being productive is bad, but we always want to do something. Learn something new, build a new skill, hang out with friends, play video games, and even do some extra work. But all of these require mental effort to do, and if you don't stop for a while and put your brakes on, you could possibly experience a burnout. According to an article by Inseed Knowledge published in Forbes, while most of us find it hard to tolerate, in many instances, boredom can be a prelude to something. It can trigger our imagination and creativity. In a sense, boredom can be seen as a liminal space, a critical resource that pushes us to seek the unfamiliar. You have to learn the art of doing nothing, the art of just zoning out and enjoying the moment. A Zen-like experience where your aim is to enjoy the moment and have a peace of mind. Start with spending half an hour to yourself and just enjoy the beauty of reflecting about life. You should start having moments like this, as this would recharge you and give you enough time to think about the important things in life. Okay, to sum it up, these are the 5 wrong habits that you should start correcting now. That's if you don't want to be depressed, of course. Number 1, checking your phone first thing in the morning. You don't want to stress yourself out right after you wake up. Number 2, checking your phone again and again. You should be aware that you have a dopamine craving. Number 3, having a YOLO mindset. You should be responsible enough to go against the crowd. Number 4, eating the wrong food. You should make sure what you put inside you works for you. Number 5, not appreciating the art of doing nothing. You should learn how to take a break. That's episode 1 of Defeating Depression course. In the next episode, we're going to talk about people with high functioning depression. If you have any suggestions or topics that you would like me to explore regarding depression, you can comment down. Hey, it's the Modern Sapien, and thank you so much for watching the whole video. And if you think you've gotten some value out of the video, please subscribe and give this video a like. If you want to hear my story and the reason behind the creation of Modern Sapien, there's a Patreon link down below that you can check out. Once again, thank you so much and see you in the next episode.